Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 in-minutes futures for the session of 30th of July. In this video, I am going to show you the market recap on the last session plus a trade review in the 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, exit, and the rationale behind. That trade was initiated during the US session, and I will elaborate more on how to actually trade a breakout with an increasing winning rate because that trade setup was actually based on breaking out from a trading range. And going forward, I will cover the bias, the key levels, and also potential setup for the session later. All right, so let's just get started. As we can see in this S&P 500 futures, yesterday was very bullish. So we have a very healthy volume and together with this bullish price action. And this price action actually committed above the prior few session. So definitely close above the previous bar and also 2 days ago, as well as this bar as well. So definitely is a very bullish bar. And also another thing that stands out is actually committed above the 3230 axis line, which is the previous swing high level, as you can see it here. So that 3230 was initially originated from this swing high, and then subsequently we have a breakout, kind of like the uptrust situation. So at the moment, we are still not fully out of the wood yet, but as long as we're still above the 3190 level or 80 level, then I think I still have a bias for the S&P 500 to move up to test the higher targets. And let me get down to the H1 time frame to elaborate a bit more on what's happening yesterday. Okay, let me clean this up. All right, so this is the H1, the hourly chart for the S&P 500. As we can see from yesterday, prior to the US market open, we have this kind of the reaction, kind of like a bit of the test of the previous day low here, and then followed by a rally up and consolidation, and then eventually actually trending breakout of this prior swing high level. So this is a relatively bullish price action. And another thing to note was actually this bar here at about 2 a.m. my time. I believe that was caused by the Fed. So pretty much a little bit of the damage, whipping up and down. So, but subsequently, we have a relatively strong close with a very high volume. So overall, I think in terms of the close and also the distance travel, that all seems relatively bullish. But the part that actually spoil the structure or the market for today was actually started at around 2 p.m. my time here. So we currently seeing a relatively sharp reaction down. So I will elaborate on the current market situation in the later part of the video. So first of all, let me just get down to the 3 minutes time frame to elaborate a bit more on how to actually trade the breakout with increasing winning rate. So this trade was initiated during the US session, and in fact, I think it's very quick. It is around within 30 minutes of the US opening, and subsequently the holding duration is just less than an hour, and I close a trade here. So you can see that the context of this trading range was actually like here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so before that we have this kind of like the spring kind of the situation, and then followed by this good rally up, and then eventually we have seen this change of character, and the trading range actually forms here. So this is the trading range that I base upon or lean against. So what I would like to see is actually a breakout, whether it's a breakdown or breakout to the upside, and to trade it with a trendy direction. So the first type that we saw this breakout was actually just before the US market open, so which is this bar about 12 p.m. my time. Let me just highlight this. So this is the first breakout. So this is definitely not a good time to enter a long trade, because usually during the first breakout, we'll see quite a lot of the supply come in, because this is the first attempt. As you can see that we do have a bit of the pickup in terms of volume here. Let me maybe drag it back a little bit so that you can see the volume clearer. Okay. Right, so this is the actual volume here. You can see it very clearly. So just prior to the US opening, we have this kind of the breakout first time. So you can see that we have a volume spike here, and then subsequently the supply actually stopped the up move. In fact, just have a reaction back to the trading range. And subsequently, we see that the reaction didn't really take the price all the way down to the bottom part of the range. In fact, it's just a recite about the upper half, I would say, the upper half of the trading range. So this is generally bullish. So we have this kind of the swing up, breakout, fail with a reaction, but the reaction is relatively shallow. It's about 50% or recite the top half of the trading range here. So this is a bullish sign. And what I would like to see is actually another commitment above the prior high initiated by the breakout. So I would like to see the breakout actually above this level, is somewhere around 3226. So as you can see that this is the US market opening at 9:30 p.m. my time. And on the second bar here, we see a breakout and then followed by immediate rejection as shown up in this rejection tail, the supply tail. And subsequently, we have a tug of war between the bull and the bear. We have seen these demand tails shown up, but we have seen a few of the rejection tail as well. So definitely it's a tug of war. At this moment, it's still not the right time or not the right timing to actually initiate any kind of the trade based on the breakout, because if you take a look at this point, it still has not commit and stay above this level 3226. But after that, we see this second bar here actually kind of like generate another high. So I actually moved the high here. And now from here onwards, what I would like to see is actually a commitment above the high here. So generally it's about 3228. So just these few bars here with the demand tails, rejection tails, and then demand tails again. So these are all just testing of the supply and demand in between, and the price is just going nowhere. So definitely no trade at the moment. So the actual trade actually happened until at right here at this bullish bar. So this is the bar that actually commit above this high here. So definitely I just enter a long entry just after the close of this bar here. And then with my stop just slightly below, I think below here. So I actually just exited the trade somewhere around 3236. That's actually based on this resistance generated here. So immediately I just scale out partial of my positions to lock in some profits. And you can see that this resistance level actually play apart. Why I say that? Just because that it actually has this kind of the reaction, but it's kind of very shallow. We have the kind of the reaction with a bit of the increasing of the supply here, and then followed by a test of this reaction with a decreasing of the supply. So suggested a up move. So there we go. This is the upswing that we have seen. But unfortunately, we see that it's kind of like stopping right at the resistance level. And this is where I actually exited all my positions, the rest of my positions, because of the time stop. So what I mean by time stop is like, well, it's pretty late on my side, about close to 12 o'clock, 11:30, 11:45. So definitely I want to close the trade. So this is actually where I close the rest of my trades. All right. So this is the trades that I initiated yesterday during the US session. So the key points that I would like to bring across is actually just first of all, don't trade the first breakout. So if we want, we can always wait for a pullback and trade this kind of the reversal. So this is the reversal bar. Otherwise, we will wait until you actually take out of the prior breakout point, so which is here. But take a look at this bar here. It just did not commit above and stayed above the close of this bar. So definitely just not at this bar, the trade, definitely not at this bar. So as we can see that this bar actually generated a higher high here. So what I want to see is actually a commitment above this high here. So I actually waited until this bar to show the true commitment. So this is how I actually trade the breakout trade. And I think this actually increased my winning rate in terms of trading the breakout. All right, so this is the trade review. And let me just get down to the hourly time frame and we will talk more about the current situation right now. It's kind of a bit tricky at the moment because so far I don't think that we can totally rule out the uptrust scenario. So if we zoom out a bit here, we can see that we are still within this big trading range. So this is the trading range here. That's from 2920 to around 3230. And on this part here, we have a breakout, but this breakout doesn't really last that long. And it actually fell back into the range, but we didn't really see any kind of the continuation to the downside to go back to test the low here. And in fact, we just uh, kind of like trading horizontally or a bit upsloping here. So you can see that it's kind of forming a maybe upsloping range here. So until we will see how the S&P 500 settle from this range, so this is the range I'm talking about, then I think we still can't rule out the failure and become an uptrust and then go back inside the trading range to test the low here. So far I'm kind of like neutral for day trading, but for the long-term wise, because it hasn't really shown any commitment on either side. So based on the prior trend, then definitely I still holding my long bias, so bullish bias for the long term. And definitely, and for the key levels I'm watching right now is, I think for the key resistance level, 3160 seems like a level to watch because that's based on this selling bar here. We can see that yesterday we actually kind of like attempt to test the high generated at this bar at around 3260 level, but it didn't really touch that. In fact, it just somewhere, I think it's about 5 points off, and then it just have this kind of a reaction currently. And for the immediate resistor, another next level would be the swing high level, about 3270. which is somewhere around there. And for the immediate support level, definitely, I think currently is still the 3190 level. This is definitely a good level to watch. And the prior swing low here as well, about 3205. And definitely, I think this is the 3220 is a day low, previous day low. So these are a few levels that I'm watching, and I want to see how the price actually interact with the key levels. And for the potential setup, possibly since the price currently is testing the day low and is just breaking down a bit. So I would like to see whether this level, the 3220 level, whether it can hold, provide some support. So if it can, then most likely we can see the bounce up from here. So it's a possible long trade there. Otherwise, definitely the next support level, 3205. So definitely there are a few support levels below. And the worst case, definitely I will want to see a bounce from 3190 level. So this is kind of like the last line of the defense. Not to forget, we have the 3180 just right below that, where it is a previous access line. So definitely there are a few levels to watch. These are very important, 3180 to 3190. All right, so for the potential setup, definitely look out for how the price interacting with the key levels. And I talk about the bias, I talk about the key levels, and also the potential setup. So this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something out from the video. So if you like it, just click like and also hover it to my name or picture to follow me. Do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. So as usual, if you have any kind of the comments, suggestions, trade ideas you'd like me to have a look or share with me, feel free to comment it below. I will reply to you. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.